You're watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Tonight we're monitoring some heavy storms rolling through the Suncoast.
Let's head right over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with a look at our first alert forecast. Bob.
Some big storms obviously producing some heavy rainfall. Flood advisory remains in effect until 6:15 for central Manatee County. That's due to the excessive amount of rain that has occurred already. The good news is that those storms that were over the area of Ellington, also near State Road 64 and I-75 are starting to weaken somewhat. You see that rain now lessening somewhat. It's still building, though, into central portions of Sarasota County. Nothing really going on along the area beaches at this point. The storms try to get to the coast, but aren't having much success. For example, Bayshore Gardens not getting much rainfall. Had a report from a viewer on, again, social media indicating they had small pea-sized hail reported just about a half hour ago or so when the storms were much more intense. That was at Terra along State Road 70 just west of I-75. Still raining in Lakewood Ranch, but it's not as strong. Also just to the west of Lakewood Ranch, you can see near Whitfield Avenue, some rainfall there. A few lightning strikes lingering. Storms still building, though, east of I-75 into Sarasota County. Again, here we have Proctor Road right there that you see, and you can see all the way up to Tatum some rainfall. Dangerous lightning still nearby. Lake Sarasota, you're getting light rain and the heaviest rain by far to the east of you there. Also near Warm Mineral Springs, Northport, this storm just popped up here. This will start to generate some lightning in the next half hour or so as they continue to develop. You can see they just kind of popped up on the radar screen just in the last 10 minutes or so. And other storms near Punta Gorda continue to move off basically to the north-northwest. That sea breeze kind of holding everything off from the coast right now. Eventually it will break down and we will see some isolated storms with those outflow boundaries kind of moving around all in different directions tonight. So I would not be too surprised to see one or two storms popping up near the coast. You saw the area under the flood advisory there covering much of central Manatee County. There haven't been any reports of a significant flooding, but when you get this kind of rainfall in this short period of time, it does cause some ponding of the water in the roadways, and driving has been a little bit intense along I-75 as of late. Well, more on the forecast in just a few. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. One local couple is trying to help those with PTSD through their new nonprofit called Operation Warrior Resolution. The organization focuses on treating veterans through rapid resolution therapy.
ABC 7's Jackie Kelly talked with the couple and shows us why this alternative could help cure PTSD.
I was having major issues with, just controlling metabolism, sleeping. I just had anxiety constantly. Like there was this tight ball, and it would be completely unreasonable.
Mike, along with many other U.S. military veterans, suffer from PTSD. Today, he is getting some relief and credits something called rapid resolution therapy.
It's just living and feeling normal again, feeling as if that I belong within the human race again, that I'm able to see things with clarity. Compared to the dark cloud that was following me around for years.
Rapid resolution therapy, or RRT, uses a variety of techniques like hypnosis to peel away negative or destructive emotions and thoughts and replace them with positive alternatives. Kendra Simpkins is president and co-founder of Operation Warrior Resolution and a U.S. Army veteran herself. She says RRT helps the brain process the traumatic event to make it feel like you are no longer living it.
They can come into session and say, well, okay, I can meet once. And then even one time provides a significant result. And they don't have to describe events in detail. They actually don't even have to experience the painful emotions, because if they're in it, experiencing it, then we're not clearing it.
She says she wants to give other veterans the opportunity to cure their PTSD without having to use medication.
So we also want to provide free treatment, but actually treatment that's shown to be effective and useful for veterans.
Mike says he can now enjoy things he used to before he went to war.
On July 4th this year, I was at a party where they were lighting off big fireworks, and I was standing 15 feet from where those were being lit off, and didn't even interrupt the conversation I was having with somebody. Didn't bother me at all.
That was ABC 7's Jackie Kelly reporting. Along with providing free therapy, the nonprofit will also have 3 free retreats for veterans where they will incorporate treatments such as yoga, acupuncture, and massage therapy.
Protesters gathered outside of the UTC shopping center to voice their concerns over a new beautification project. Handicap parking spaces were recently torn up at the UTC West District shopping area for the installation of a decorative fountain. Now there are no disabled parking spaces near any of the business entrances at that plaza. After looking into the issue, disability rights activists say they found no permit was ever obtained and no proposed replacement plan has been approved. These concerned citizens blame the county and say they want something to be done.
I think the city itself, Sarasota City, is very, they don't give those for the disabled people. I think that was very unfair that they did that without any consultation, and I am here to support the cause.
Disability activists believe the removal of the spaces sends a message that their business is not valued and that their lives are not considered by big developers.
Some Venice residents are concerned with the removal of dozens of palm trees along Palm Avenue. The city says 71 trees are being removed as part of the downtown beautification construction project. Those trees are either damaged from past storms, diseased, or in the way of the improvements of the roads.
People are worried about cutting some of the trees. There are going to be a lot more trees in the end that people will see than they see even today. So I think people really enjoy it once it's done. In the meanwhile, we kind of grin and bear it through the construction project.
Trees that will be removed during the project are marked with pink ribbons. However, over 300 new trees will be part of the upgraded landscaping in downtown Venice, including the improvements that will be done by October on West Venice Avenue. An update now on issues at the border. A day after a court-issued deadline, families are still separated, and the president is blaming Democrats. President Trump tweeting, "Democrats in Congress must no longer obstruct. Judges run the system, and illegals and traffickers know how it works. They're just using children." His administration confirming today that only 4 of the 102 children younger than 5 have been reunited with their families. Another 34 were expected to be brought together. The government told the judge the delay is because 17 are still awaiting DNA test results, and their process found 5 individuals were not the parents.
Placing them back into ICE's custody with an individual purporting to be the parent was never an expectation.
An update on the number of kids reunited is expected to be submitted to the court tomorrow. But as the youngest wait, the government is up against another deadline in just weeks to connect the nearly 3,000 children older than 5 with their parents.
Here on the Suncoast, the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport unveils new plans to expand on property it already owns. This is we have the view of the airport that shows SRQ wants to find someone to lease the 92 acres north of where the 2 runways intersect. The offering is part of the airport development project that includes the recent commissioning of a new air traffic control tower. Ben Carson is on his way to Sarasota. Tomorrow, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Secretary will visit the Suncoast. He's taking part in a book giveaway for children in subsidized housing. Carson plans on visiting the Sarasota Housing Authority Early Childhood Learning Center. Still to come in your Suncoast News, Americans are quitting their jobs at the fastest rate in nearly 2 decades.
We'll tell you what this trend means for job searchers after the break.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new redesigned 2018 Ram 1500 for as little as $21,499. Or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
For more than 2 weeks, a youth soccer team huddled together in a dark, flooded cave waiting to be rescued. Finally, their moment came, but now they're undergoing extensive medical checks to make sure that they are not suffering from one of many ailments that they could have contracted in that environment. Kim Hutcherson tells us about one of the biggest concerns.
The dramatic rescue of 12 boys and their soccer coach from a flooded cave system in Thailand captured the world's attention. And now that they're all out safely, the next step is to check and monitor their health. The group spent more than 2 weeks inside the cave, and that can cause several medical issues. One of the biggest concerns is histoplasmosis, or cave disease.
Basically, these fungus spores that are the result of bird and bat droppings can get into the air, get into the lungs, cause an infection.
Doctors are also concerned that their extended time in that dark and damp space without adequate nutrition or water could have compromised their immune systems.
Their bodies start to acclimate to that cave. They're not exposed to natural light. Their bodies start to change. Their immune system starts to function less robustly. What would otherwise be a seemingly harmless infection can become more dangerous.
3 boys are being treated for minor cases of pneumonia. The hospital will monitor the boys and their coach and keep them in an isolation ward at the hospital for at least a week in order to build up their immune systems. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, you wouldn't know it on the beach. There's big storms around. Get a look at Casey Key webcam in review here over the last 6 hours or so. Pretty calm conditions out there on the waters. All the storms basically staying off the beaches right now, but I think later on tonight we'll see 1 or 2 storms popping up again and heading off into the Gulf of Mexico. Boy, last night we saw that. Some heavy rainfall in parts of the Suncoast, not everywhere. Boy, this is a lightning. You can see that increased lightning shot right here. This is over 7 different photos, kind of a composite by Dylan John Wade Cox last night over Sarasota Bay, and it was pretty intense as far as that lightning goes. We had a gorgeous sunset too with the pink skies last night. I think we'll see similar conditions again tonight because of some high clouds from these storms making their way out into the Gulf. You can see the energy is pushing to the south now. It was right there focused over I-75 and into Manatee County from University northward all the way up to the I-275 and I-75 interchange. That now is shifting to the south into central Sarasota County where we have an outflow boundary. We have the east coast breeze kind of converging right there, and that is really firing those storms off. Again, nothing going on right near the coast. All is fairly quiet, although when the storms were along I-75 and University, we had a lightning strike here, a bolt from the blue, if you will, that actually hit the station or nearby. So that's still a potential, but not nearly as much as it once was because these storms are not as strong as they were earlier when they produced pea-size hail at Terra. We had a report from a viewer there reporting pea-size hail at one point just about an hour and a half ago. The heaviest rain well, west of I-75 or south, if that matter, for that matter. Northport now getting some rainfall. Also a few lightning strikes there along I-75. This cell in particular just popped up, and we're going to take a look at the height. It's getting close to that 30,000 foot level, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a lightning strike coming out of that storm in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Keep an eye on that. Things are calming down now considerably across Braden River, also into Manatee Avenue and I-75. Also Parrish, not much going on there presently. This flood advisory in effect until 6:15. May be expiring sooner than that. There haven't been any significant reports of flooding, but boy, it came down, didn't it? In less than an hour, they're reporting up to 3 inches of rainfall there. Again, just north of State Road 70, east of I-75, 2.4 right there at the interchange. That's estimates from the Doppler radar site. Lesser amounts toward Lakewood Ranch, but still pretty heavy rainfall around there. We have an upper level low, which is actually enhancing the storms over South Florida. We're on the northern edge of it, so we're getting a little bit more activity here, and it's flared up a little bit more today. It will continue to drift off to the west, so not as many storms on Thursday, but there'll still be a few around, as there'll be some moisture in place from the remnants of what was Beryl. Now, getting a look at the futurecast, this was a little bit underdone to initialize the forecast model, so I expect to see a few scattered storms this evening working their way out into the Gulf. There's that upper level low. That continues to head off to the west, and then we'll see scattered showers and storms possibly in the morning along the coast, and then moving inland during the afternoon along that sea breeze front. You'll see them kind of clash there, and it'll be hit or miss again tomorrow. The rain chance at 30%. There's not as much coverage expected and anticipated on Thursday, but things are looking to be a little wetter over the weekend. Well, there goes Chris racing off to the northeast, over 20 miles to the northeast. It's moving that fast. A well-defined eye, although it has weakened to Category 1 status. It is still a pretty strong storm out there for Mariners. 91 in Orlando, and then the benefits of these afternoon showers cooling things down into the low 80s in Bradenton, Mayaca City at mid-80s, 83 in Sarasota now, and the Gulf water temperature at 87. Veneso, you're still hot, 90 with the rain mainly east of I-75. Southeast winds turn to the southwest. Not much wind out there at all. Seas will be running less than 2 feet. Pretty smooth for boaters. Again, 30% chance for scattered storms tomorrow. You may see 1 or 2 in the morning along the coast on Thursday. 40% chance on Friday. A little bit better chance for some coastal showers morning. And then we'll get back to the showers and storms scattered about at almost any time during the day on Saturday and Sunday, but more so in the afternoon and evening. Those rain chances fairly high, and the atmosphere really juiced up, so the showers that do develop will produce some locally heavy rain. Back to you.
Hey, Bob, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Right now, we're seeing reports of a crash in the southbound lanes of US 41 at 17th Street in Palmetto. The right lane is currently blocked, causing some backups in that area. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. In consumer news, Americans are quitting their jobs at the fastest rate in decades. According to MarketWatch, the shift shows a growing confidence in the economy as many people are choosing to leave one company for another. 2.7% of employees in the private sector willingly left their jobs, while the quit rate is up to 2.4%. Both of those numbers are the highest they've been since 2001. The boom in the economy is most likely to be the driving force behind many Americans feeling comfortable enough to leave their jobs, and most of those that do end up with better pay and better benefits in their new positions.
Could rising gas prices bring on another recession? Economists are beginning to express concern. The Wall Street Journal reports that at this point at least, consumers have been able to weather the price rise without too much difficulty. But if prices continue to climb even more in the months ahead, all bets may be off. Airlines have already adapted to higher fuel costs by raising ticket prices. Over time, other industries may also be affected.
Facebook is rolling out a new kind of advertising. The social media giant will begin testing augmented reality ads in news feeds. Sephora, Michael Kors, Wayfair, Pottery Barn will be among the companies using this new interactive advertising. Augmented reality, or AR, was used in the blockbuster app Pokemon Go, which debuted in 2016. Facebook's new AR ads will allow people to try out digital versions of products using their smartphone's camera. Facebook has been investing heavily in AR recently, so look for it on your feed.
All right. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Don't miss the exciting original musical review, Tops from Flops, playing July 11th through the 22nd at the Players Center. All the best songs from all the wrong shows from composers like Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, and more. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll want to sing right along with Tops from Flops.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
In entertainment news, actor George Clooney is out of the hospital after a crash while riding his motorbike in Italy.
ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the shocking video of that collision.
That is not a stunt. Actor George Clooney on that scooter, seen in this video obtained by the Corriere della Sera newspaper, slamming head-on into a Mercedes station wagon on the Italian island of Sardinia Tuesday.
Police said that allegedly the driver cut off George Clooney and he wasn't respecting the actor's right-of-way, and George got knocked off his scooter.
The Oscar winner reportedly going nearly 65 miles an hour on his Yamaha motorbike, thrown into the air, his head hitting the car's windshield before he falls to the pavement. The driver of the car telling the paper, "I had the sun in my eyes. I didn't see anything. I just heard a thud." Clooney in Italy spending time with his wife and their twins as well as working. He was on his way to film on the set of the Hulu miniseries Catch-22 when the accident happened. The Hollywood A-lister seen here being treated at the scene before he was taken by ambulance to a hospital. Wife Amal rushing to his side.
George had to spend a few hours in the hospital. He definitely had some scrapes and bruises, but he also suffered some trauma to his pelvis.
And he'll now be monitored as an outpatient for the next 3 weeks and is reportedly set to resume filming in just a few days. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
An original drawing of the 100-acre wood from Winnie the Pooh was sold by Sotheby's this week, and the auction price may even make old Eeyore smile. The drawing sold for nearly $570,000, a new record for any book illustration sold at auction. The record price for the drawing comes as a new Winnie the Pooh movie is about to hit theaters. Christopher Robin reunites Pooh and the rest of the gang with a now grown-up Christopher Robin. That movie premieres next month.
Fans of the late Tom Petty can look forward to some new music. His band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, releasing a 4-CD box set of unreleased material. SiriusXM announced a collection titled American Treasure is set to be released in September. Now, according to Rolling Stone, the set will include 60 tracks. There'll be a mix of studio recordings, live recordings, deep cuts, and alternate versions of popular songs from Petty. This will be the rock group's first release since lead singer Tom Petty's death back in October.
Well, you're not seeing things. That's rock and roll legend Roy Orbison, who died 30 years ago and is ready to launch a North American tour. Base Hologram, which creates live entertainment attractions, has announced tour dates for In Dreams, Roy Orbison in Concert, the Hologram Tour. The combination of holographic laser imaging, digitally remastered arrangements of his hits, and a live backing orchestra was a hit in Europe. The North American tour launches October 1st in Oakland, California.
The American Idol tour kicks off tonight with winner Maddie Poppe saying she's super excited to finally get it started. Her boyfriend and runner-up Caleb Lee Hutchison will be joining her on the tour along with all 7 finalists, and she says she looks forward to having some fun.
You know, the tour is a payoff. Yeah. It's like the one time you're not being critiqued, you're not being judged, no one's voting.
The American Idol Summer Tour with more than 40 stops will kick off tonight in Redding, California.
Sounds like a great time. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7.